Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our Elohim, Yahweh is one. And you shall love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you this day shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them upon the posts of your house and upon your gates.
Psalm 95. O come, let us sing unto the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving, and make a joyful noise unto him with psalms. For the Lord is a great God, and a great King above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. O come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand. Today if ye will hear his voice, harden not your heart, as in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, It is a people that do err in their heart, and they have not known my ways, unto whom I swear in my wrath, that they should not enter into my rest.
Lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Shiru La'Adonai. Shiru La'Adonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. I sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God.
Then I saw a scroll in the right hand of the one who was sitting on the throne. There was writing on the inside and the outside of the scroll, and it was sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong messenger, who shouted with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to break the seals on this scroll and open it?" But no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll and read it. Then I began to weep bitterly because no one was found worthy to open the scroll and read it. But one of the 24 elders said to me, "Stop weeping. Look, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the heir to David's throne, has won the victory. He is worthy to open the scroll and its 7 seals." Then I saw a lamb that looked as if it had been slaughtered, but it was now standing between the throne and the 4 living beings and among the 24 elders. He had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which represent the 7-fold Spirit of Yah that is sent out into every part of the earth. He stepped forward and took the scroll from the right hand of the one sitting on the throne. When he took the scroll, the 4 living beings and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. Each one had a harp, and they held golden bowls filled with incense, which are the prayers of Yahweh's people. And they sang a new song with these words: "You are worthy to take the scroll, break its seals, and open it. Because you were slaughtered, and your blood has ransomed people for Yahweh from every tribe, language, people and nation, you have caused all these people to become a priestly kingdom for Yahweh, our Elohim. Because of you and what you have done, they will reign on the earth."
אתה ראוי לקחת את המגילה ולשבור את החותמות שלה ולפתוח אותה. כי נשחטתם, ודמכם כופר באלוהים מכל שבט ושפה ועם ואומה. ואתם גרמתם להם להפוך לממלכת כהנים למען אלוהינו, והם ימלוך על פני האדמה. ראוי הוא עשה שנשחט לקבל כוח ואושר וחכמה וכוח וכבוד ותהילה וברכה.
Then I heard every living being in heaven, on earth, under the earth as well as in the sea. They all sang harmoniously together. The words of their song were, "Blessing, honor, glory, and power belong to the one sitting on the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever."
ברכה וכבוד ותהילה וכוח שייכים למי שיושב על כס המלוכה ולשע לנצח נצחים.
The 4 living beings responded by saying, "Amen."
All praise be to Yahweh who reigns. Blessed are you, Yahweh our Elohim, King of the universe, who has chosen us from among peoples and given us the Torah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, the Torah giver.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מקהל העמים ונתן לנו את תבורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התבורה. ויצא יעקב מבאר שבע וילך חרנה. ויפגע במקום וילן שם קיבה השמש ויקחה מאבני המקום וישם מראשותיו וישכב במקום ההוא. ויחלום והנה סולם מוצב ארצה וראשבו מגיע השמיימה והנה הם מלאכי אלוהים עולים ויורדים בו. והנה יהובה ניצב עליו ויאמר אני יהובה אלוהי אברהם אביך ואלוהי יצחק הארץ אשר אתה שוכב עליה לך אתננה ולזרעך. והיה זרעך כעפר הארץ ופרצת הימה וקדמה וצפנה ונגבה ונברחו בך כל משפחת האדמה ובזרעך. והנה אנוכי עמך ושמרתיך בך לאשר תלך והשיבותיך אל האדמה אז כי לא אעזה בך עד אשר אם עשיתי את אשר דיברתי לך. ויקץ יעקב במשנתו ויאמר אכן יש יהובה במקום הזה ואנוכי לא ידעתי. וירא ויאמר מה נורא המקום הזה אין זה כי אם בית אלוהים וזה שער השמיים. וישכם יעקב בבוקר ויקח את האבן אשר שם מראשותיו וישם אותה מצבה ויצק שמן על ראשה. ויקרא את שמי המקום ההוא בית אל ואולם לעוז שמי העיר לראשונה. וידבר יעקב נדר למרי מי יהיה אלוהים עמדי ושמרני בדרך הזה אשר אנוכי הולך ונתן לי לחם לאכול ובגד לי לבוש. ושבתי בשלום אל בית אבי והיה יהובה לי לאלוהים. והאבן הזועת אשר שמתי מצבה יהיה בית אלוהים בחולה אשר תיתן לי 10 לך.
Meanwhile, Jacob left Beersheba and traveled toward Haran. At sundown, he arrived at a good place to set up camp and stopped there for the night. Jacob found a stone and rested his head against it to lay down to sleep. As he slept, he dreamed of a ladder that reached from the earth up to heaven. And he saw Yahweh's messengers going up and down the ladder. Yahweh stood at the top of the ladder and said, I am Yahweh, the Elohim of your grandfather Abraham, and the Elohim of your father, Isaac. The ground you are lying on belongs to you. I am giving it to you and your descendants. Your descendants will be as numerous as the dust of the earth. They will spread out in all directions, to the west and the east, to the north and the south. All the families of the earth will be blessed through you and your descendants. Then, Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, Surely, Yahweh is in this place, and I wasn't even aware of it. But he was also afraid and said, What an awesome place this is! It is none other than the house of El, the very gateway to heaven. The next morning, Jacob got up very early. He took the stone he had rested his head against, and he set it upright as a memorial pillar. Then, he poured olive oil over it. He named that place Bethel, which means the house of God, although it was previously called Luz. Then, Jacob made this vow, If Elohim will indeed be with me and protect me on this journey, and if he will provide me with food and clothing, and if I return safely to my father's home, then Yahweh will certainly be my Elohim. This memorial pillar which I have set up will become a place for worshipping Yahweh, and I will present to Yahweh a tenth of everything he gives me.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תבורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התבורה.
Blessed are you, Yahweh our Elohim, King of the universe, who gave us Torah's truth as it is placed among us for eternal life. Blessed are you, Yahweh, who gives the Torah.
It is a tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and those who uphold it are happy. Its ways are pleasant, and all of its paths peaceful. Return us to you, Yahweh, so that we shall return, renew our days as those of old.
עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכנו Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha v'nashuva.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I just want to thank everybody for joining us. For those of you who are watching in the videos, we took some time to prepare that for you. That way you could enjoy somewhat of a Torah service. And today's Torah reading is based off of VaYetze. Today's Torah talk is a basic summary of Jacob's life from the time that he left his hometown Beersheba until his return to it from Laban's, his uncle's house in HaOlam. Jacob's life journey contains lots of valuable lessons. These lessons are applicable for modern day. Despite the valuable insights that Jacob's journey contains, many synagogues will most likely discuss Jacob's dream, the ladder. Hence, we will be discussing Jacob's dream of the ladder and what Messiah had to say about Jacob's dream. Prior to sharing with you what Yeshua has said, I would like to first discuss three of the most popular explanations. Actually, it's two of a Jewish resources, and one is from the Brit Hadashah, the New Testament. If you perform a Google search, you will observe many existing commentaries. Two of the commentaries consist of the Jewish explanation of what Jacob's dream may mean. Take notice that these different commentaries are not necessarily a required belief. It's simply an explanation of what Jacob's dream may mean. And the first explanation is taken from the myjewishlearning.com. It's a website. It says that the ladder that Jacob climbed in his dream was viewed by the Jewish sages as a symbol that represents and links different worlds. A midrash in the medieval collection of the book of Genesis, Bereshit Rabbah, interpreted verse 12 as follows. And behold, a ladder. This is the incline leading to the temple altar, stationed on the earth. This is the altar, as it says in Exodus chapter 20, verse 21. Make for me an altar of earth, and its top reaches the sky. These are the offerings whose fragrance rises to heaven. And behold, the messengers of Yahweh. These are the high priests, ascending and descending on it. That is, they ascend and descend on the incline. And behold, Yahweh stands above it. And it says in Amos chapter 9, verse 1, I saw Yahweh standing on the altar. The rabbis also understood the symbol of the ladder in Jacob's dreams as Sinai. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder. This is Sinai, stationed on earth, as it says in Exodus chapter 19, verse 17. They stood at the base of the mountain and its top reaching the sky, as it says in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 11. And the mountain was alight with fire unto the heart of the sky. An alternative word on this matter, and behold a ladder, this is Sinai. For the numerology of the letters of ladder, which are equal to those of Sinai. Namely, in Hebrew, where each letter equals a number, they both add up to 130. In essence, the website reasons that the angelic beings that Jacob dreamed of were the high priest ascending and descending upon the altar. The latter can either be understood as being the actual incline of the earthen altars that was customary to build unto Yahweh, or Mount Sinai itself. Jacob is understood to represent the children of Israel. On reformedjudaism.org, the website, Rabbi Glasser explains Jacob's dream in this manner. The context of the dream is that having jumped Q to receive his father's blessings ahead of Esau, Jacob sets off for Haran to escape his brother's wrath and to seek a wife. The dream occurs on the first night after he leaves Beersheba. In the dream, the stairway or the ladder image is followed by a three-part promise by Yahweh that Jacob will be given the land, number one. Number two, that Jacob's descendants will be dispersed and constitute a blessing to the families of the earth. Number three, that Yahweh will bring Jacob back to this land. What does the intriguing image of the angels on the stairway add to this three-part blessing, which can really stand on its own? Midrash Tanhuma, a midrashic interpretation written during the time of the Roman Empire, wondered about the angels. Who were they and what did they represent? The Midrash explains that the angels represent the different nations of the world. As follows, these are the princes of the heathen nation, ascending and descending. Jacob was afraid and said, what if this one has no descent? Said Yahweh, even if you see him ascend and sit next to me, I will bring him down. That is, while different nations would ascend on the world stage, they would also fall from it. Yet why does the Midrash describe Jacob as being worried that one of the nations may maintain its ascendancy forever? It states that Jacob feared the rise of another nation would result in the suffering of the Israelite people. In fact, Sforno adds to this Midrash saying, ultimately, having gained ascendancy, the Gentile princes will go down, and the Almighty who stands above will not forsake his people as he promised. Sforno continues quoting Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 11, where it says, "For I will make a full end of all the nations whither I have scattered you, but I will not make a full end of you." So, Sforno and reinforces the view that Yahweh is supportive of Jacob and the people of Israel. Unlike the Orthodox Jewish perspective that identify the priests as angelic beings offering prayers to Yahweh, Rabbi Glasser reasons that the Gentile nations are the angelic beings. In the course of 1,500 years, the Jewish interpretation of Jacob's dream have changed dramatically. The Jewish interpretation of the Roman era is quite different from that of the medieval times. Some have even gone to the extreme to claim that the latter is a representation of the Jewish diaspora. Since the initial Babylonian diaspora lasted 70 years, some say that Jacob's ladder had 70 rungs or steps. This interpretation is not accurate because the Perso-Medes diaspora and the Roman diaspora did not last 70 years. Still, some reason that Jacob's dream is comparable to the dream King Nebuchadnezzar had in the book of Daniel. Despite these two very different perspectives, I would now like to share with you what Yeshua said. The Brit Hadashah says in John chapter 1, verse 51, Yeshua was having a discussion with Nathanael. Nathanael recognized Yeshua as a rabbi. He also recognized Yeshua as one that Moses prophesied about. Then he said, Yeshua, I tell you the truth, you will all see heaven open and the messengers of Yahweh going up and down on the Son of Man, the one who is the stairway between heaven and earth. Yeshua understood that Yaakov was the Son of Man. He also understood that it was through Jacob, his descendant, and not Esau's descendants, would be the ones who would minister to Yahweh. Yeshua identifies himself with Jacob, though there is no record bearing witness of Yeshua having descendants. Yeshua identified his disciples as being the ones who would witness this. He also foretold Nathanael to serve as a witness of those who would fall away from Yahweh's truth. To summarize, today's Torah talk was based on VaYetze. Though it bears record of Jacob's round-trip journey from Beersheba to Haran, this talk was solely on Jacob's dream. 3 explanations were provided, 2 were from Jewish sources, and 1 was from the Brit Hadashah. I want to thank you so much for taking your time to watch these videos, comment, share, subscribe, and Shabbat Shalom.
And Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, On this wise you shall bless the children of Israel, saying to them, Yahweh bless you and keep you. Yahweh make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yehuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha